This conference will now be recorded.
The code what we are going to learn over here is full stack Java. The course what we are learning is what? Full stack Java. And this course I've divided into some categories, like initially we go with core Java, even we call it as Java SC, standard edition. And the main use is use it to develop standalone or desktop applications. Use it to develop standalone or desktop applications. The examples of standalone or desktop applications are like this one, like Notepad, Paint, Calculator, MS Office. All this comes under standalone applications. All these are what here? Standalone applications. Right? The next one is we go with web technologies. We go with what? Next one, web technologies. So under web technologies, we'll be covering the concepts like HTML, even we call it as UI design, user interface design, or front-end design. Under this web technologies, we'll be covering the topics like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, then XML, JSON, and Angular. In our course, we'll be going with Angular as the front-end framework. Then, under this core Java only, we'll be covering the database concepts using MySQL. The next category, we go with advanced Java. Even we call it as Java EE. This we call Enterprise Edition. And the main use is used to develop web applications. So the examples of web applications like Gmail, Facebook, Amazon, Flipkart, all these are web applications. Then the next and very, very important category, frameworks. Under this frameworks, we'll go with Hibernate Framework. Hibernate Framework. Then next, we go with Spring Framework. So before we go with Spring Framework, even we'll be learning about web services, as we use web services concept in Spring, and we even discuss microservices. When we go with what? Microservices. Then during our course, we'll be going with some of the real-time tools. Okay, but so I'll be sharing the demo class complete recording to you. There you can find the complete details, complete elaboration of our demo class. And the duration of our course goes with something around 55 hours. And the time is Monday to Friday. Remember, Monday to Friday at 8:15 a.m. IST. The classes will be Monday to Friday 8:15 a.m. IST, and the class will go for maximum 1 hour. But today we'll be taking less time only. Okay, from tomorrow onwards it will go near to 1 hour, but we never cross 1 hour. You can plan accordingly. And the people who are in US or Canada, for US or Canada, it will be Sunday to Thursday. Remember, Sunday to Thursday. Okay, just please take care of your time zone. Right? So the class is getting recorded, and that recordings will be shared to you after the class. It's a regular process. At the end of the class, I'll be sharing my email ID to you. To that email ID, please send a test mail so that I will be taking care of sending documents and recordings to you every day after the class. It's a regular process. Right. Now, So in the last class, we have just discussed about the programming concepts. Like we have discussed about the meaning of comments, keywords, variables, and data types. Okay, just basic idea on programming. However, all the things will get recapped once again. Now, today let us enter into the major topic of our course. Let us start off with Java introduction. So the actual topic is starting today only, Java introduction. So before we go to this Java, let us understand about the different ways of developing Java projects. The projects. So whenever we want to develop the applications, we are having two approaches to develop the software applications. They are structured approach, or you can say structured programming, and one more is object-oriented approach or object-oriented programming. Can anyone say the example programming languages of structured approach?
C
language.
Yeah, C, Pascal, COBOL, all older languages comes under structured. Examples of object-oriented?
C++, Java.
Right.
Java.
C++, Java, .NET, PHP, all these, Python, all these are object-oriented. Java comes under object-oriented. Java comes under as what? Object-oriented. Right? So you can say Java is an object-oriented programming language. Java is what? It's an object-oriented programming language developed by James Gosling. Developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystems. Sun Microsystems. This Sun Microsystems is acquired by which company now? Is acquired by Java is a product of which company now? Java is a product of which company?
Oracle, sir.
Very good. Okay, Java is a product of which company? Oracle. Right, is acquired by Oracle Corporation, and it was done in 2010. There. Now, since Java is object-oriented programming language, so before we enter into Java, we should have a basic idea on object-oriented concepts. Okay, we should have a basic idea on what? Object-oriented concepts. Right? So today the objective is to understand about the object-oriented concepts. Even we call it as features. So we are in totally 6 important object-oriented concepts or features. They are object, classes, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. So these are the 6 important object-oriented concepts. Right? Then. So before we enter into Java, we should have a basic idea of what is object, what is class. That's enough. We should have just a basic idea on what is object, what is class. then entering into Java will be easy for us. And once we enter into Java, and once we start with the topic object-oriented programming in Java, I'll be discussing all these features in detail, and this will go for totally 5 days for us to complete only on this object-oriented using Java technology. So today objective is we'll try to understand these two terms as a basic idea, what is object, what is class, so that from tomorrow we can enter into Java. So let's start up with the first term, object. The meaning of object is like any real-time entity is an object. Any real-time entity is what? It is an object. Like example, if you consider a laptop, if you take a laptop, before you purchase laptop, what features do you check? What do you check before you purchase laptop?
Storage,
Right, the processor speed,
RAM,
RAM
storage,
capacity, right, storage like hard disk capacity, then the screen size, the make, the model, the price, the color, all these things we are going to see, right? So these features only we call properties, and if we are able to give at least one feature, we call it as an object. How to define an object is like an object is a real-time entity. An object is what? It's a real-time entity which has identity, state, and behavior. Which has what? Identity, state, and behavior. Let me elaborate more about what is identity, state, and behavior using a diagram. So whatever the diagram I'm drawing, everything will be shared to you, the notes, everything after the class. So, let us consider an object like a I-10 car. I'm just going with a car. How to identify a car uniquely? By using the registration number. By using the registration number, we can able to identify the car uniquely. Then, for a car, we go with the state. That means for an object, we go with the state. The meaning of state is like the properties what we give to the car, the features what we see in the car, like the make, the model, the color, price, capacity, like seating capacity or engine capacity or fuel capacity, anything we can take. So these features whatever we see in the object, we call it as what? State. This state we can even call it as data members. This state even we call it as data members. Data members are variables or attributes or properties or fields. All the meanings are same. So different people use different terminologies. All are same here. Then for a car, we go with behavior. That is, for an object, we go with behavior. So the meaning of behavior is like the actions what we perform on your car. The actions, the operations what we can do with car. So what we can do with car? We can drive. We can drive. We can apply brake. We can change gear. We can reverse. We can stop like this. So whenever we say functionalities, we end with what? Parenthesis in many of the programming languages. So the actions what we perform, that only we call behavior. This behavior, we call it as methods or functions or operations. This behavior, we can call it as what? Methods or operations or functions. All the meanings are same here. So what is an object? An object is a real-time entity which has ID, state and behavior. Right? Any questions anyone up here?
No, sir.
Right? No. Let us move to the next term here. Class. The meaning of class is like a class is a collection of data members and methods. Means the state of your object will act as data members in your class. The behavior will act as methods. So data members means like variables only, where you hold the data. Right. Now, like example, how to create a class in Java is by using a keyword class. The meaning of keyword is like a predefined word where your language will understand. It's a predefined word where your language will understand. So we go with the keyword class and we go with the name of the class. Like example, person. Then we have to open and close curly brace. Means this open curly brace indicates it's the beginning of the class. Closing curly brace indicates it's the close of the class. So open and close. The scope, we call this one as scope. Means where it begins, where it ends. Then in a class, we go with the data members. Like for a person, what we go? We go with age, we go with the name, we go with height. For a person, what we go? We go with name, age, and height. When we say age, in age, what type of data we store? Like integers, like 10, 20, like that. So we have to mention the data type before the variable. So what type of data we store in age? It's of type integer. Int is a keyword, means predefined word where your language will understand. We call it as data type. Int is data. Data type means the type of data what variable holds. Then in name, we go with a string. The meaning of string is collection of characters, collection of alphabets. So, and every statement should end with semicolon here. Then in height, we generally store a value like 5.9, 6.2 like that. When you are having a numeric value with a decimal point, we call it as float type. Call it as float type. So more about data types, everything I'll be discussing when we come to basics part. Then the next one, a class goes with methods. The meaning of methods is the operations what we perform. So what a person can do, a person can eat with some code inside. When we say method, we end with the parenthesis and we go open and close curly brace and we write some code inside the method. Then a person can walk like this. A person can walk. So how the class looks? A class is a collection of data members and methods. Now, once we create the class, outside of the class, what do you mean by outside? After curly braces. Outside of the class, if I try to access age outside directly, this will go with error. This will go with what? Error. We cannot access these members outside of class directly. Then how to access these members? How to access this? This is the major point what we require to enter into Java. That is the members of the class. The members of the class, when I say members, it can be your data members or methods. The members of the class are accessed using objects with dot operator. With which operator? Dot operator. The members of the class are accessed using objects with dot operator. Then how to create objects here? Creating objects. How to create objects is like the syntax is, the meaning of syntax is rules of language, the programming language. We go with the class name, then object name equal to new class name. Class name, object name equal to new class name. Like example, what is the class we have created above? See, person. So we have to write here person, p equal to new person, and with parenthesis. So in this, p is an object of class person. What is this p? It is an object of class person. Now by using this p with the dot operator, we can give value to age. By using p with the dot operator, we can give value to name. By using this p with the dot operator, we can give value to height. Using p, we can even call the method eat or walk. We can even call the methods. When we call the method, what is going to happen? It will jump to the method. The code in the methods will get executed. So this is the major important point what we require to enter into Java. Just a basic two terms. What is object, what is class, and how to access the members. So that when I use these terms in our classes, you should not feel confused what these two are. So that's the reason I'm discussing about what is class, what is object today, so that we can enter into Java very easily from tomorrow. And however, all these things will get recapped when I go with the basics part. After introduction, we'll start with the basics. So when I go with the basics part, so I'll be again discussing from beginning the meaning of keywords, variables, data types, everything we discuss in detail. And when we come to object-oriented programming, we'll discuss in detail about what is object, what is class once again. Okay, right? Just today we have just done with the introduction of Java. So tomorrow I'll be going with the Java features. Again, tomorrow also a theoretical class only, where we discuss Java features, wherein totally 10 important features that I'm going to discuss. And from day after tomorrow, we'll be entering into the practical part, like we'll be learning how to download Java and install Java, and how to start developing applications at command prompt. Then we'll go with Eclipse IDE. Then after that, we'll be starting with basics part. Okay. And once I start with the basics, I'll be start giving assignments to you. I'll be even giving assignments which you need to do and submit it back. Right.